here with you again. Welcome to the swizzarmygrizz channel, where I talk about knives. Yeah. So, what I got here today is a special one. This was sent to me by my friend Chris. I really appreciate it. It is a really cool knife by a maker I've wanted to check out for a while. It's one of the German companies that famously made suspiciously similar knives to Victor Noxin. Anyway, rather than talk about it, let's talk about it and look at it. How about that? Check this little guy out. This is a little 8cm 3-layer John right here, styled in the pre-57 style with the exposed rivets, the awl, 5-turn corkscrew, brass liners. Pretty, ain't she? Notice it does have 4 exposed rivets, whereas Victorinox would have had 3, and Wenger. So that's one way you can often, if you're not sure if something's a clone or not, if it has 4 rivets, it's either a very rare early one, which is highly unlikely, or it's a clone. Anyway, this is a brand called ERN Noxin out of Solingen, Germany. Where else would they be from out of Germany? That's where all these clones seem to come from. And anyway, I mean, that's like the famous knife-making region of that area. So this is, I don't know what the model's called. I mean, it's basically their take on a small climber. Notice the shield is missing the top part, which is a shame because it's a cool shield. It's got a like an Arabian type broadsword with a crown above it. It's a pretty neat shield, but long gone to the winds of time. But still, doesn't take away from this knife. Very well built knife. As with a lot of these, there's great ones and there's bad ones. This is a very well built one. It's where they slacked off a bit is in like the final finish. There's just a few rough edges and stuff that I've actually started working on already, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to show this knife off. Thanks again, Chris. I'm really happy to have this knife. It makes me smile. This knife does. So let's get into it. Check out the back. Look, there's an end. This part's called the other end. Top view. Notice everything is pretty tight, pretty straight. Nothing wobbles around in there. Doesn't rattle when you knock it. It's a solid knife. Anyway, check out that awl. Got good spring tension on it. Good, sharp, sturdy awl. Beautiful brass liners. Nice little cutout for the nail, for your thumbnail to get under. Great snap, great sound. Excellent walk and talk. Then, of course, we've got this lovely 5-turn corkscrew. And, it ain't a Swiss Army knife without a corkscrew. At least or so I've been told. Or so I've told people. But, yeah, good, solid corkscrew. Great snap again on that guy. Now let's check the front layer out. Notice we got the can opener on the left instead of on the right. Got that old Warner style early can opener that was originally designed to open cans from the side, but it was adapted to open the tops as cans became designed to work that way. You can see part of the R stamped for Rostfrei to indicate that it is in fact stainless steel. At this time, I suspect this is from the 50s or 60s, and at this time that would, stainless steel was a very premium thing, whereas now a lot of premium knives would proudly boast of having carbon steel. My, how times have changed. Good snap on that guy. The spring's a little soft on the opening layers, but frankly, I don't mind. The tools still snap open, and I don't need my thumbnails getting ripped off. I have enough knives to do that. Here we've got the cap lifter. Got a kind of a fine point for a cap lifter screwdriver, but I like it. You know, I think you can do more with a screwdriver this size than with a really wide one that might not fit some types of screws. Again, the R for Ross Fry is present. Bam, still snaps shut. Next up is the scissors. Now you'll notice these scissors have what I like to call the hump of doom. Usually, as soon as I see that on a knife, I know that I'm in for a piece of garbage. But this is one of the rare cases where that was a design choice. I've seen other knives by this maker where they made the top half of the scissor like have a, you know, extend out to the front here so that we could have a nail nick on it. And they just went with this, and it's not protruding any farther than necessary. It doesn't stand proud of the blades. It's not obnoxious, and again, this knife is well built, unlike a lot of the Chinese and some of like Italian and Spanish ones that are really junky, that were really cheaply made just to capitalize on the popularity of Swiss knives. He replaced this didn't have the original spring, so he put a Victorinox spring on there. Works just fine though. I did some minor work to it. This handle here in particular, I'm still going to soften this up a little bit. The corners are very hard. It wasn't tumbled or polished. It was polished. It wasn't tumbled or anything to take off the sharp edges. You know, they basically cut it out, polished it, and put it in the tool. I suspect this is carbon steel just because it's got these patinas. I thought this was dirt that would like sand off it, but it's not. So I think, and it just looks different. It doesn't have the same luster as the other tools. So I'm pretty sure this is carbon steel. I believe the back springs are carbon steel as well. I think Chris agrees with me on that. But what I did is I took my Dremel and I hit the edges here, rounded off this end, because when they're square like this, they'll catch when you go to close them. Unless you hold it closed like this and flip it over, it'll catch and not want to close. So by rounding this end like Victorinox does, it facilitates closing much smoother. Plus, it just feels much more comfortable to work with. But I am going to do the same to this edge. Just take this down a little bit on the corners so it just is a little softer on the hands. Scissors work very well. I cut some stuff with them. They'll cut. They go away just fine. Next up, we've got a wonderful little clip blade. I love having the clip blade on these guys. It's, I hope what happened on my phone didn't just happen there, because my battery just said low and the screen went blurry. So I don't think that affects the video, but time will tell, won't it? So I ain't starting over now. And notice it does have the what's left anyway of the crown and sword stamped on the back of the clip blade with Noxin rust-free stainless. Nice action to that blade. And then we get the main event. Beautiful main blade. I like that it's in a nice straight line with the spine of the knife. I've shown other knives where they kind of lean up a little bit or lean down. I mean, the ones that lean down, they serve a function, but aesthetically, I prefer a nice straight line. So, again, we've got Noxin, rust-free, stainless. And then on the back, we have the brand's name, ERN Solingen, Germany. I'm sure it stands for something, but I'm not sure what it stands for, to be honest with you. So, nice stainless steel blade. Takes an edge nicely. Sounds great. Feels great. Nice and tight. You know, I'm probably going to carry this knife quite a bit. I think it's just cool. I love the feeling of these old knives. And, you know, I carry Victorinox and Bangers all the time. It's nice to switch it up once in a while. And carry a Swiss Army knife that's not a Swiss Army knife. So, there we have it. My ERN Noxin, courtesy of Chris Reeves. Chris, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I think it's awesome that you shared this knife with me. And, I don't know. Duh. Thanks. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Petey Grizz, out.